Welcome back to Warriors Inside the Heartbeat of Dub Nation. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into one of the biggest preseason talking points, Steve Kerr's brutally honest reaction to the Warriors' starting lineup after that comeback win against the Portland Trail Blazers. Yeah, you heard that right, a win that didn't really feel like a win at first. This was the much-anticipated debut of the new projected starting five: Stephen Curry, Moses Moody, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Al Horford. A veteran lineup with shooting, defense, and championship DNA, but also a lineup that, honestly, looked shaky from the jump. We're breaking it all down: what went wrong early, how the bench saved the night, and what this tells us about the Warriors' future heading into the season opener. Game recap: Warriors 129, Blazers 123. So let's set the scene. Preseason. The Chase Center is buzzing. Dub Nation is hyped to see Butler and Horford in Warriors jerseys for the first time. The Blazers, young, energetic, hungry. Tip-off happens and boom, Portland comes out swinging. They drop 39 points in the opening quarter. The Warriors? Flat. No energy. No rhythm. Every starter finished that first quarter with a negative plus-minus. Curry tried to get something going with a quick three, but the spacing wasn't clean. Horford missed his first 4 shots. Moody was being tested on defense by Shaedon Sharpe, who looked locked in. Butler was the only one showing some fire, getting to the free throw line, pushing the tempo, barking out orders. At halftime, the Warriors were down by double digits. But this is Golden State. The second half was a different story. The bench unit came alive. High energy, quick ball movement, better defense. Portland's young core suddenly looked a little overwhelmed. Final score, 129-123. A comeback win, but one that left fans with more questions than answers. Post-game, Steve Kerr didn't sugarcoat a thing. He said, quote, "I didn't think we were ready to play." That's coming from a 4-time championship coach who's seen everything. He looked frustrated, not because of the final score, but because of how this team started the game. He talked about spacing issues, careless turnovers, lack of focus, lack of energy. He basically said, yeah, we won, but don't let that fool you, we're nowhere near where we need to be. And honestly, I respect it. Preseason isn't about wins. It's about building habits, and Kerr knows bad habits early can cost you later. Starting lineup performance breakdown. Let's go player by player. Stephen Curry, 11 points, 3 assists in 15 minutes. He looked fine individually, hit a few threes, made some nice reads. But his impact was muted because of poor spacing. Every time he came off a screen, Portland's defense loaded up. Jimmy Butler, this was Jimmy being Jimmy. 12 points, half of those from the line, plus some leadership energy. His defense was decent, but it's clear he's still finding his role in this new system. He's not trying to be the number one scorer, he's trying to be the connector. Moses Moody, 10 points, -10. Kerr gave him a big assignment, point of attack defense, filling the Andrew Wiggins role. It wasn't pretty early. He got beat off the dribble multiple times, but he's still young and learning. Draymond Green, 9 points, -5. He looked rusty. Not bad, but not the emotional engine we usually see. Expect that to pick up once the real games begin. Al Horford, 0 for 4 shooting, -1. But let's be fair, it's preseason. Horford's value is more in positioning, leadership, and floor spacing. His timing with Curry pick-and-rolls will improve. Bottom line, this lineup didn't click yet. They looked like 5 great players still trying to figure out how to be one great team. Defense and energy issues. The biggest problem? Defense. Kerr put Moody in the starting lineup hoping to shore up the perimeter D after Gabe Vincent exposed them in the last game. But tonight it was Shaedon Sharpe, 22 points, 9 for 15 shooting. The Blazers attacked the Warriors early, and they had no answer. The rotations were slow. The communication was off. And the energy just wasn't there. Kerr said it clearly, they took it to us right away. That's coach speak for we got punched in the mouth early. This is what preseason is for, to identify the weak spots. But man, that first quarter was a wake-up call. Bench impact, young guns step up. Now let's give flowers to the bench. They flipped this game on its head. Guys like Brandon Podziemski came in with pace and confidence. The ball moved, the defense tightened up, and the whole vibe changed. They erased a 17-point deficit and turned the energy in the building around. This is why depth matters. Kerr might have some tough rotation decisions to make if the bench keeps outperforming the starters. Season outlook, big picture talk. So what does this all mean for the season? It means this lineup is still a work in progress. You don't just plug in Butler and Horford and expect everything to be perfect on night one. Kerr's going to spend the next few weeks experimenting with rotations, figuring out who closes games, how to balance shooting and defense, and who steps into that Wiggins-like perimeter stopper role. The good news? It's early. The vets played 15 minutes. The Warriors have 3 more preseason games before opening night against the Los Angeles Lakers. Welcome, everyone, to Chase Center, where anticipation is electric. Tonight, the Golden State Warriors face the Portland Trail Blazers in a game that has already generated headlines across the NBA. Fans are streaming in, waving flags and donning the familiar blue and gold jerseys. The arena buzzes with conversations about lineups, preseason expectations, and star players. Golden State is debuting a slightly adjusted starting lineup tonight, with Al Horford stepping in for Brandon Podziemski. While it's preseason, coaches are experimenting, and fans know that the glimpses we see tonight could foreshadow strategies for the regular season. Veterans like Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler III are expected to play limited minutes in the first half. Analysts are debating how these rotations will affect team chemistry and the pace of the game. As the tip-off occurs, the Trail Blazers quickly assert themselves, capitalizing on early miscommunications by the Warriors. The crowd senses urgency but remains supportive. Curry ignites the game with his first points, executing a classic pull-up 3 over defenders. Early defensive lapses are evident, and Portland manages to build a 7-point lead within the first 6 minutes. Kuminga and Podziemski show flashes of creativity. Kuminga pushes the ball in transition, while Podziemski looks for open looks from the corners. Horford anchors the defense, contesting shots and providing veteran stability in the paint. Despite trailing, the Warriors are calm, understanding that their strengths will emerge as rotations take hold. The second quarter sees Portland extending their lead, at one point pushing the deficit to 16 points. The Warriors' bench begins to warm up. Butler III is active on defense, drawing fouls and disrupting passing lanes, while Curry threads a look-away pass to Hield for a layup. Crowd reactions highlight the dramatic swings in momentum. Commentators analyze every possession, noting Curry's ability to maintain control despite contact and the team's need to find rhythm in their rotations. Kuminga's decision-making is highlighted. He focuses on ball movement and creating opportunities for teammates rather than hunting his own shot, a maturity that signals growth and trust in the team's system. At halftime, analysts review stats and replay key moments. They focus on bench contributions, defensive lapses, strategic use of veteran players in limited minutes, historical comparisons to past Golden State comeback games. Fans are engaged with live polls, predicting whether the Warriors can overcome the 20. When the ball tips, Curry wastes no time. He splashes his first three-pointer in transition, vintage Steph. But what grabs everyone's attention isn't the shot, it's what happens next. Horford, positioned at the top of the key, reads a Lakers drive perfectly. He steps up, times it beautifully, block. The crowd erupts. That was the first moment Warriors fans realized. This wasn't just a signing. This was a statement. Horford only played 14 minutes, but every second mattered. 3 points. 4 rebounds. 3 assists. 3 blocks. A +13 rating, the best of any player on the floor. He didn't need to score much. His presence alone changed the way the team defended and moved the ball. When Horford was on the floor, Draymond could slide to his natural position at the 4. It gave the Warriors better spacing, better rim protection, and smarter rotations. On offense, Horford stood on the perimeter, dragging the Lakers' bigs out of the paint. That opened the lane for Curry to slice through, and once, they even connected beautifully. Horford handed off a pass to a cutting Steph, who twisted through contact and finished. It was subtle. But for Warriors fans, it was a glimpse of what's to come. At 37 years old, Curry is still the heartbeat of this franchise. He doesn't need to prove anything. But every time he steps on the court, he plays like someone who remembers what it felt like to be doubted. Against the Lakers, he was electric in short bursts. He scored efficiently, led fast breaks, and set the tone. Steve Kerr limited his minutes to around 15, enough to stay warm, not enough to risk fatigue. And that's the theme of this preseason: preservation over production. Kerr explained before the game that his goal isn't to win preseason matchups. It's to build chemistry. With Curry, Butler, and Green all in their mid to late 30s, load management isn't just a strategy, it's survival. And it's working. The veterans look fresh. The team looks balanced. And the system feels more fluid than it has in years. Kerr's philosophy has evolved. He knows the dynasty years, the 73-win season, the Durant era, the beautiful chaos of motion offense, are long gone. But the principles remain. Share the ball. Move without it. Defend together. He also knows this version of the Warriors must rely on experience. No team in the NBA has more combined playoff minutes among its top 5 players. That matters. In practices, Kerr has emphasized communication and spacing. Al Horford is often seen pulling younger players aside, explaining rotations, pointing out timing issues, mentoring. It's like having another coach on the floor. Kerr calls Horford's presence a massive voice for us. And he's right. Over the off-season, Moses Moody went viral for a hilarious reason. He was back home in Little Rock, Arkansas, playing pickup basketball at a local park. A few guys thought they recognized him and whispered, "Yo, is that Moses Moody from the Warriors?" But here's the twist: Moody was only using his left hand. He'd undergone thumb surgery on his right hand after tearing a ligament late last season. He was still recovering, but he couldn't stay away from the game. So he played left-handed. He airballed a few shots. And the guys watching said, "Nah, that's not him." Little did they know that was him. A real NBA player, playing with one hand, just because he missed the game that much. That story tells you everything about Moses Moody's heart. He's competitive. He's fearless. And now, fully healthy, he's looking to prove he belongs in the Warriors' future core. Inside the Warriors' facility, the mood is focused. Curry, Draymond, Klay, the core is still locked in. But there's a new sense of urgency. The team knows this window isn't open forever. Curry's turning 37 soon, yet his energy is unreal. Kerr has adjusted the playbook, integrating younger guys while keeping the vets sharp. You'll see more off-ball action. More screen manipulation. More trust in the bench unit: Moody, Kuminga, and Podziemski. And the new foul rules? They'll practice around them. Expect drills focusing on clean contests, proper hand placement, and safe closeouts. The Warriors are already planning how to weaponize these rule changes. Fans are buzzing. Some say the NBA just handed Curry another MVP season. Others argue the league is making it too easy for shooters. But the truth? Basketball evolves. And the league is always finding ways to protect its most skilled players, to make the game cleaner, safer, and more spectacular. And when Curry's shooting deep threes without worrying about a slap on the wrist, everyone wins. As the 2025-26 season begins, the Golden State Warriors find themselves at another turning point. They're older, but smarter. Experienced, but still hungry. And now, the rules themselves seem to favor their style of play. Stephen Curry has already changed basketball once. Now, he might do it again. Because when you protect the greatest shooter of all time, you might just unleash another Warriors revolution. The NBA offseason is always full of speculation, but this year, one name keeps popping up in the headlines for the Golden State Warriors: Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat. Reports from Brett Siegel of Clutch Points suggest that if Adebayo ever requests a trade, the Warriors would be among the top teams interested in acquiring him. Why is Bam so intriguing to Golden State? His skill set mirrors that of Draymond Green but with an added scoring punch. He is a three-time All-Star with a versatile defensive game, capable of guarding multiple positions and anchoring the paint. Offensively, he can create his own shot, pass effectively, and stretch the floor. In short, he is the kind of player who could transform Golden State's championship window from great to nearly unstoppable. For fans, the idea of Bam joining the Warriors conjures exciting scenarios,